Guess what time it is? Friday Jams! Well, hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the Rock Your Brand Podcast. I'm your host, Scott Voelker, a serial entrepreneur on a mission to help you. This show is designed to teach you, to inspire you, to motivate you to take massive action and build a future-proof business. So, whether you're just starting out or taking your existing business to the next level, this is your home. Now, if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's rock your brand. What's up, everyone? Welcome to this Friday Jam session. Super excited you're here. And if you haven't heard me say it before, I'm going to say it right now. This is probably one of the highlights of my week because I get to hang out with some cool people every single Friday and answer some really awesome questions. Now, you might be asking, Scott, how do I get my question answered? Well, all you need to do is become part of our Take Action crew. How do you do that? Very easy. Head on over to takeactioncrew.com. It's totally free, and we do it every single Friday, and it is a blast. So what you're about to listen to is one that we did last week. So this way here, even if you can't attend, you can always show up here to the Rock Your Brand podcast and listen to our live jam session. All right, guys, so sit back, relax, and let's jam. All right, welcome back to another Friday jam session. As you know, well, if you're here live, you know this is like one of the highlights of my week. But if you're not listening to this live, or if you're not watching this live and you're listening to the podcast, you should probably come over and hang out with us on one of these jam sessions. Again, you can do that by heading over to takeactioncrew.com. Again, that's takeactioncrew.com, and you can join us over there. That will direct you over to the Facebook page where you can join us, and then you'll get notifications when we go live. But what we're going to be talking about today is a topic that comes up a lot, and that is, Scott, what makes a good lead magnet so that way there I attract the right people into my niche, into my market. And if you're brand new and you're thinking to yourself, Scott, I don't even know what a lead magnet is. Well, here's what it is really quickly. Imagine you have something in your market. So I just used an example and I said, okay, let's say it's in the bass fishing world and you want to catch more bass. And then let's say that an expert came up to you and said, hey, I've got this guide and it's how to catch more bass. You want a copy? And I'm like, yeah. And then he's like, well, all you got to do is go here, catchmorebass.com and enter your name and email address and I'll send it to you. And you're like, cool, right? That would be awesome. But the difference is what if I took that same thing and I just went randomly house to house or person to person just randomly and I said, hey, I've got this bass fishing guide. It helps you catch more bass. You want one? And they're like, no, I don't even fish. Okay. Hey, go over to a next person. Hey, I got this guide here. It can show you how to catch more bass. You want a copy? And they're like, no, I don't really fish. Okay. Go on to the next. And then finally, you might find someone. The other way of doing it is to create what we call a lead magnet. And that is what this guide is. But we're not going to go out there and ask people. We're going to let people find it, or we're going to put it in front of the right people. Now, we can do this on our own website because if someone's coming to our website, we've probably created content on our website that is attracting those people, right? 10 tips to catch more bass might be a blog post on our website. That right there is bringing in the right people, and then they're going to see my lead magnet, okay? Or maybe it is a Facebook ad, or maybe it's a social media post. You're always going to be driving to the lead magnet to build the list. Now, I'm going to give you some examples. And if you're listening to this, you're not going to see them, but you can always find them by going to this episode and you'll see the video that I'll embed into this Friday jam session. So what I do want to do though here is I am going to be sharing, and I'll walk you through even visually. I'll explain what I'm seeing so you guys can understand this further, but I'm going to give you some examples. I'm also going to give you some things that you do not want to do, or things that you should correct that I found as, I don't want to say mistakes, but things that you can do to improve it. Now, we're not going to talk about building a landing page. We're not going to talk about all of that stuff yet. That's not important. We need to figure out, what does our market want and what do they need? Okay. What would they be willing to put their name into your little box there that says sign up here or grab your this or download your this, right? What is it going to be that they're going to want? Now, I want you to think to yourself right now, what have you entered your name and email address in for? And then you might want to ask yourself, why did I do that? Right? If it was something that you're looking to create, like let's say that it's you're trying to build a a storage box, and then you're searching how to build a storage box, and then you find someone that says, here's the exact process to build a storage box, and I've actually got a full checklist that you can get with all the materials, and I'll walk you through how to do it. Just enter your name and email address. You're like, boom, there it is, right? That would be another example, right? You're searching for something, you find the thing, and then they have a list that you can go into Lowe's or Home Depot, buy the parts, buy the things, and then from there, they're also going to walk you through it. Who wouldn't do that, right? I want to know how to do that. So that's how you would do that. Now, on the back end, we're able to now communicate with this person about catching more bass, building maybe DIY projects or whatever, right? So this way here, we know who we are talking to. We know who we are, basically being able to get our message in front of on a regular basis. And that's where the conversation starts. And I want you to think about that. When you have someone that we call it opting in. So if you hear me saying opting in, that's what we're talking about. So when someone opts in and enters their name and email address, they're raising their hand that I am interested in this market. So that's where the conversation starts. Now, there's also a really important piece here, and I'm not going to go deep into this. I'll be doing more here on Coffee Talks, and we're doing a full email marketing mastery training inside of BCA. So this is actually another reason why I want to do this for the next, probably 4 or 5 weeks here, is because we're building that class inside of BCA. And these are the components. We're starting with lead magnets. That's the first thing that I need to do. I need to identify what the lead magnet is. So that way there, I can also then see where I'm leading them down the path. So I want you to also think to yourself, if you took a piece of paper, okay, and you drew maybe a stick figure on the left-hand side, and then you put a little frown on their face. They're frustrated, or, they want to learn something and they're not that good at it, or they're just, they want something and they're trying to achieve something. So they're not happy yet, right? And then you draw a line, and then at the other side, you draw a happy face because they got a result. What are those steps into getting those results? And then what is the first step, right? So whatever that first step is, that's going to be the lead magnet. And then maybe those other things are also just little free goodwill emails that you're going to send to those people. And then maybe there's a product also that can be sprinkled in there that would get a result faster, right? So it always starts with what is the thing that you can give them a quick win on, right? If I'm looking to catch more bass and you can give me tips on how to catch more bass, and guess what? I get that download, I read it, and I go out, I try it, and I catch a bass. Guess what? I'm like, I want to go back and get more. I want to learn more from this guy or this girl, right? Because they got me a result, right? So that's what you want to do. And then you start building that relationship through the email communications. Now, I'm not talking about emailing and then just hammer them with sale after sale after sale. You want to sprinkle in goodwill, right? And I look at this as like having a goodwill bank, where basically what we're able to do is we're able to deposit goodwill into our little bank account, right? No money, but it's goodwill. Like having you guys sit here right now, knowing that I'm not selling you anything, right? There is nothing here to buy other than I do have the playbook, which is like $4.99. I'll probably throw a link up here, but there's no pressure on buying anything, right? Because that's not my goal here. My goal here is to deliver goodwill to you guys. Also, I talked about 2 coffee talks ago, and I mentioned setting seeds for something else that's coming, right, in your market. And I talked all about that. And again, if you did not listen to that coffee talk, you might want to go back 2 episodes. If you're listening to this on the podcast, you'll need to go to takeactioncrew.com, go there and just go back and search for planting seeds. I think that's what it was titled. I forget what it was, but it's basically planting seeds and really preparing the market for something coming. So basically, like I said, I'm talking all about email marketing right now. I'm not selling you anything right now. And over the next probably 3 to 4, maybe even 5 weeks, I'm going to keep delivering on this topic. And in the end, I'll let you guys know right now that at the end of this thing, we're going to have built a product inside of Brand Creators Academy that they're getting inside of their email marketing mastery. That's a training, right? And lead magnets is part of it. But now on the other side of it, I'm also going to probably offer that for sale outside of Brand Creators Academy. but for a higher price than you would get it if you're in the academy, right? So it serves both purposes. But now I can give this. I don't need to worry about like, I got to promote something and make money. I got to promote something and make money. That's not the goal here. The goal is to help and teach you. And hopefully at the end of me going through all of these different things, you're going to walk away and probably go out and build your own list. And then guess what? Whether you would join the academy or do the email marketing mastery, doesn't matter really, because you got a result and now you have a good relationship with me. And maybe down the line you do, right? So that's how you got to think about your marketing, and that's how you got to think about your lead magnet. Your lead magnet is to deliver value. Do not do a bait and switch. Do not promise something and then not deliver or hold something back. Give, right? Give. And when you do that, I'm telling you, it will definitely reward you. All right, so here's what I'm going to do now. Okay, now that we kind of got the framework set, we got all this stuff, let's talk about, I've got like 6 or 7 different lead magnet ideas that you can use. And what I'm going to do, if you're on here live with me or watching the replay, you're going to see, I'm going to pop up my screen right now. And basically, I'll just read what it says. So this way here, if you're listening and you're not watching, it will make sense. So basically, we're talking about creating irresistible lead magnets, meaning like people that are in your market, that are truly in your market. Again, you do not want everyone. A lot of people are like, I want to get everyone that could be a potential buyer or a customer or someone that would want to see my website. I want a whole bunch of people. Yes and no. I don't want people just coming there that aren't interested, right? I could give away some AirPods and get a whole bunch of people to sign up for that. But are they interested in catching more bass? Probably not. There might be a percentage, a small percentage, but it's just not the right traffic. So I don't want all of the traffic. I just want the right traffic, right? I want precise traffic and of the right people. So we want to create an irresistible lead magnet of something that they want that will get them a result or give them something of satisfaction. We want something that they want and that they can benefit from. Number one, all right? So let's talk about 7 different ones here that I have for you. So number 1 is your contest giveaway. Okay, now we have built a list inside of Brand Creators Academy. We showed exactly how we built a list of 9,332 emails. And the reason why I remember that number is because when we were going over that training, I kept saying it over and over and over again. It's 9,332 emails is what we built from doing a contest and a giveaway. And what we actually did is we did a full brainstorming session of what would make a good contest or giveaway. So the one mistake that people make in this is they put something out there for their giveaway, for their prize, something that everyone would want. That's not who I want. I want it to be precise. The ultimate bass fishing bundle, right? I want that, because if I'm going to then target people on Facebook, and we used Facebook ads to do this, we're going to target people that follow fishing magazines and, different, Facebook pages and different, maybe influencers in that space. Like that's who we're going after, right? So it's very important that you understand that. But a contest giveaway is a great way to get an email list built fast. And also of the right people. Now, will the quality be the same with a contest giveaway as it would be for some type of guide or some type of lead magnet that they're getting information from? Probably not, okay? It might be a little bit less, but it's still pretty good, okay? So that's your first thing that you can do, okay? And again, we did that. We've done it multiple times. Actually, the brand that we're getting ready to sell right now, it should be closing here any day. That one there, we built using this exact strategy. Before we even had a product to sell, we built the email list using a contest, okay, a little giveaway, all right? And it's working really good inside of the academy. We've got multiple members who went anywhere from 3,000 subscribers all the way up to 12, 13,000 subscribers. And actually Ty Linda, who I don't know is on here live with us, but she's one of our academy members. She was actually on the podcast as well. She built a list immediately because she had physical products to sell. She built an email list of 10,000 people in like 30 days. And she increased her sales by, I think, something like 70% because of that, because she was able to get awareness to her brand now. And also it was her products that she was giving away. We weren't giving away our own products. We just found other people's products and then we just bundled them together and then shipped them out. So it works really, really well. So that's number 1, okay, is your contest giveaways. Okay, so number 2 is a digital checklist. All right, and I'll give you an example of this here in a minute, but digital checklists work really well. A lot of people think you have to have this massive thing, right? It's got to be this giant book or this guide or this course. It doesn't have to be. Checklists work really good because people want quick, right? They want quick. They don't want to have to go through a huge manual, right? They don't want that. They want to know exactly what they want to know, and they want to get it and consume it, okay? So digital checklists work really well. I'll give you an example of one of them here in a minute. 3 is a digital guide. Now, again, that digital guide does not have to be, 100, 200 pages. It can be 30 pages, 20 pages. It doesn't have to be massive. A guide is just something that is very organized, and it might have certain sections, but a guide is great for that. And it also, you can basically classify that as like an ebook, right? Or a Kindle book or something like that, right? So that's number 3. Number 4 is digital templates. All right, a good example of this would be drawings. If you were in the art market, you could then say, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and create these different outlines that people can use. Okay, so this way here they can learn how to draw by just tracing, or learn by staying within the lines, right? And that would be digital templates. Okay, so digital templates could work really, really well. I know that Karen, she may be still on right now with us, but she is in like the homeschooling market, and she has things that kids can trace, right? To trace their names. Great idea, right? So something that they can use immediately that they would want. But again, you have to identify that there's a problem. So in this case, if you were going to be giving away something like that, like Karen is, it might be like, something like simple exercise to guarantee your child writes their name within 24 hours, like something like that, right? That would be catchy. It would be something that would identify that there's a problem. Some kids have struggled with their names. This will help them be able to do their name in record time, right? So that way there, you're able to get their attention. And also it sounds better than just saying like, here, grab my, my name tracing template, right? You got to come up with a reason why, right? And something that would get their interest. So anyway, that's that. Number 5 is shopping lists, right? If you are in the DIY market of any kind, a shopping list is really, really effective, right? Because people want to go to the supermarket to get their groceries if you're telling them about a recipe, or if you're telling them about a certain thing to make, or maybe you're having them make maybe a soap and you got to go and get these different ingredients, right? Shopping lists, checklists, all work really, really well. So I would definitely say do that, all right? So shopping lists work really, really well. Especially in the DIY market. All right, number 6 is if you have an ebook, give away a chapter or 2. Hey, get the first 2 chapters for free. Enter your name and email address, right? Boom, give it to them, right? It's another way to bring attention to the ebook that you were potentially selling. The cool thing is in any of this stuff too, you can be referring to affiliate products, and you could be selling affiliate products through your links inside of these guides, checklists, any of that stuff. Shopping lists, all of it, okay? And even in your ebook, all right? And then the 7th one is recipes or plans or formulas, right? So if you are into, I don't know, if like let's just say bulletproof, right? So I'm drinking bulletproof coffee. Well, maybe there's like a specific bulletproof blend or shake or something like that. And it might be like, get our 3 amazing detox bulletproof recipes to start being healthier tomorrow. Right? Like something like that. Boom, you download that. I get the recipes. I get to either just make notes of them, or I can download it as a PDF. Plans. Let's say that you are, maybe it's doghouse plans, right? And you're going to show people how to make dog houses, right? So maybe you go ahead and you create some plans for that. Formula. That would just be something like, here's our 3-step formula for you to catch more bass, right? Or to, here's the 3-step formula to do, here's the 3-step formula to improve your gut health. Something like that, right? Formula, people love formula, blueprint, roadmap, any of that stuff. So these are 7 easy, simple ways that you can do it. And again, it does not have to be hard. Now, the one thing that I will point out, and this is something we're going to be talking about inside of our email marketing mastery, and we're going to be doing another training inside of BCA, which will eventually be available outside of BCA, is really how to create a digital product and sell it within 30 days. Well, a great way that you can do this is by mapping out through blog content, through content that you're publishing, and figure out, what does that look like? What are the 7 things? What are the 10 things? And then you create blog posts, and then you take those blog posts, you compile those, and then you turn that into a digital product, right? Then you create a lead magnet that leads to the digital product, or maybe that is your giveaway. Maybe that is your lead magnet. Maybe you're going to give away a 40-page ebook or something like that, right? So again, these are just to give you ideas of what you can do, but just understand you want to make sure that the lead magnet it's not so massive where it's like, oh, everything. People don't want everything. They generally want the one thing. Then you can offer something like the ultimate guide, or like we offer the playbook, right? We have a checklist of how you can validate your niche within 10 minutes, right? And then from there, the next logical thing is, once you validate it, is like, okay, I want to build this thing. That's the playbook, right? So we lead them to that playbook, all right? Which, by the way, if you want to grab a copy, you can go to the checklist is just brandcreators.com/checklist, all right? Or you can just go directly to brandcreatorsbook.com and that'll take you to the playbook, all right? So, and you'll see how that all works, but that's the flow. So now let me show you an example here, okay? So this is modestfish.com aquascape. Okay, so I went there. I'm actually doing a little presentation that I'm putting together that I'm going to be turning into basically a Facebook ad of some kind, which you guys may see it eventually, but I'm basically going through and showing people the whole brand building process as I've done here before, but I'm just kind of doing it as like a newer version. So anyway, this here was one that I stumbled on, and I said, this would make a great example for a lead magnet, right? So I came to Modest Fish, and this is what came up. Now, if you're listening, you don't see it, but what it is, it's a cute little site. It's got good colors. It's blues, and because obviously if I'm into aquariums or aquascaping, it's going to be like blue, right? Like water and all of that, right? So I have a cute little picture of a goldfish here. It looks like a goldfish. And then I'm going to read what it says. It says, claim your free freshwater glossary of terms. Subscribe today and get your free freshwater aquarium glossary of terms ebook plus weekly tip on how to create a healthy environment for happy fish. Email. Now, in that little spot there where it says email, I would say enter email here. You always want to give calls to action. And then what I do like here is their button, their call to action button says, yes, I want a free ebook and tips. A lot of people will just put there and say, subscribe, right? That's a no-no. We don't want to do that. Subscribe here, right? I've done it. It can still work, but it's better if you give them the answer that you're looking for, which is, yes, I want a free ebook and tips, right? So the other thing is, I think that they would do better if they would just tweak their offer. Claim, I like claiming because you're claiming your copy. I like the verbiage there. Claim your free freshwater glossary of terms. But I think here it should be, I should know it's an ebook. Because if I just have their glossary of terms, what is it? Is it a checklist? Is it a is it a guide? What is it, right? I want to know that this is a guide. I want to know that this is an ebook. I would probably say a guide, claim your free freshwater glossary of terms and guide, something like that, or ebook, something like that. So this way here, if I don't read that fine print, I don't know it's that. But now that I'm looking at it, it says subscribe today. Now, I wouldn't say subscribe. I would say grab a copy today and get your free freshwater aquarium glossary of terms ebook plus a weekly tip on how to create a healthy environment for happy fish, right? So they're letting them know they're going to get the ebook and one tip a week, which I don't know that you have to give them that, but it's okay that they are. But this is a decent lead magnet, okay? And what I'm seeing here is it's a pop-up as well. So when I go to this page, I'm on it for like 5 seconds, and then this thing it comes in really softly and subtly. It's not like abrupt. It's not like what they call an exit pop, where you're like leaving the site and then it says, wait, before you go. We've all seen those. They're annoying. So that's not what we're looking at. What we're looking at here is it's just a very subtle, kind of, it comes in and then I can decide, what, I don't want this. I can just X off of it if I don't want it, right? And then I can keep reading. But this is good. I like this offer. Okay, so let me move on. Now, this is woodworkingformeremortals.com. Okay, I've been following this guy for a little while now. He's doing a really good job. He's got woodworking classes and all that kind of stuff. But this is what you see when you come to his homepage, right? His homepage is getting probably a lot of the traffic. So this is what he's doing, right? So what I'm looking at is him. He's in a workshop, right? He's got a sign behind him and it says, "Welcome to Camp Crystal Lake." That's funny. That's from the movie. What is that? Is that Halloween or Jason? Or Jason's from Halloween? I forget. Guys, let me know in the comments. So he's obviously a woodworker. It's him. It shows his face, and it shows him in a woodworking environment and looking at you with a slight smile. All right. So again, I'm describing this because if you're listening, you don't see it. And then you're going to see a little transparent box. It's kind of like a white overlay. And it says, "Woodworking doesn't have to be expensive. Get my curated list of the most affordable woodworking tools. As a bonus, you'll get a walkthrough video showing you the features of each of these tools. Send me the list." This right here is a perfect lead magnet. Okay. Number one, you don't see a place to enter your name and email address yet. This is what they call a two-step opt-in. Okay. So a two-step opt-in looks like this. The minute that I would click on send me the tool list, it would then pop up a little window that would say, enter your name and email address to receive the tool list. Like that's what it would say. Okay. So this is good. I like this because immediately you're not caught off guard and your guard isn't up like, oh, they want to get my email address. So this is what we call a two-step opt-in. So again, I'm just going to read this real quick. I think it should be bigger though, where it says woodworking doesn't have to be expensive, because a lot of people that are getting into woodworking probably think it's got to be expensive to get into this. And he's like, okay, I know that that's a concern. It doesn't have to be a concern. Let me help you. And then he says, get my curated list of the most affordable woodworking tools. As a bonus, you'll get a walkthrough video showing you the features of each of these tools. Send me the list. Now, what I love about this, right? Someone's raising their hand because they're interested in woodworking. They're also interested in purchasing tools. So this little checklist, this little guide is worth him putting in the time to create it, because now he's recommending tools. And guess what? All of these tools are probably $50 all the way up to probably $1,000, $2,000. He's probably got affiliate links littered throughout that entire book, in a good way, by the way. And every time he mentions a product or goes over a review, this is kind of like taking maybe 20 blog posts that he's already done reviews on these tools, and then he compiled them into this, and now he made a lead magnet. So again, little tip for you, if you're struggling with like, what do I add for a lead magnet? Find out, if you want to do product reviews, do 5 product reviews that you know that your market's going to want. And then from there, you can do the reviews, post them on your website, on your blog. Now, what that's going to do is also be content that could get indexed by Google, by Yahoo, by Bing, right? You can share it on social. And then from there, you also compile that, make a digital little guide out of it. And then you do this exact strategy, right? And so what I do is when I'm looking at this stuff, I'm not saying, oh, this doesn't pertain to me because it's in woodworking. I'm adapting this, or I'm looking at this and I'm modeling this. How does this fit inside of the bass fishing market, right? How would this work, right? So this could be like, get my curated list of the most affordable fishing gear so you can catch more fish, right? As a bonus, I'll walk through the video showing you features of each of these fishing rods, all of these fishing lures, whatever, right? Just adapt it to your market, right? So all I'm doing is I'm seeing here, he's been running this for a while too. So I say, oh, he's probably doing pretty well with it. I don't know how many opt-ins he's getting, but he's probably doing okay. And I also know that he's getting quite a bit of traffic to this website. I think the last I looked is like 40 or 50,000 monthly. And that's just through Ubersuggest telling me that. It's probably getting like 100,000. So he's doing pretty well. And he's got his own courses. He's doing very well. Okay, so let me move on. Okay, so this one here is Fretjam. Okay, now Fretjam is a place where you would want to learn how to play guitar. Okay, so, and the reason why I did this is because I'm interested in learning how to play guitar more. I play, and I've actually, if you guys missed that session where I actually played the guitar on a Friday jam session, that was on our 100th episode, I believe. You might want to go back and check that one out. But I'm going to read this to you. Okay, so here's one thing that I want to point out. Okay, this is the home page. Okay, the home page, and I'll describe what it looks like here so you guys can see it if you're just listening. It says Fretjam, little logo. It's nice, little guitar head. And then it says lessons, resources, donate, miscellaneous, and it has a search bar. Okay. And then the subject line or the headline says, don't just learn guitar, learn to be yourself on guitar. Okay. Join me and 19,000 others, and I'll show you how to use the mechanics of music too. Explore the fretboard intuitively, meaningfully, and creatively. Write your own music and improvise confidently on guitar. Develop a truly responsive ear. Plus, grab your free chord book uncommon chords, learn more. So then there's a picture that you can see of, it looks like it could be him playing the guitar kind of out in like on the, looks like the railroad tracks. Okay. So there's some things I like about this. There's some things I don't like about it. So number one, the learn more. I don't like the learn more. Go here to get your free chord book, right? Like that would be better. Or yes, yes, I want to get free lessons, or yes, I want to learn more, right? Something like that. That would be okay. Just learn more. It doesn't give me a real like, yes, I want this, right? The other thing is I'm not sure, excuse me, that I like the, I gotta take a sip of water here. I don't really like the don't just learn guitar, learn to be yourself on guitar. I know that might be his statement or something like that, but it's not really, if I'm going here and I want to learn how to play guitar faster or learn complicated chords or, you know, any of that stuff, that's better. This is trying to cover too many things all at once. All right. I had to take a sip of water there. So I like the idea, but I think this could be better. The other thing is I like here is where he says, join me and 19,000 others, and I'll show you how to use the mechanics of music too. Now, the language I don't like as much, but I like that he's adding social proof. So what he's saying is there's 19,000 other people that are getting this. So that must mean that he's an authority in this space of some kind. People are listening to him. So that's a social, that's kind of like a social proof play there. So just a little bit of a little background there. So again, I like it, but I think this could be better. But again, it's better than nothing, okay? And obviously he's getting people. He's got 19,000 people. Now, he might be using a different lead magnet and not just this one either. So we don't know that. But then what you do is you click on learn more, and then I come here. And now this is where I don't like this, okay? Because number one, there's a lot to read here, okay? And whenever you have a landing page, you don't want a lot to read. If you do have a lot to read, it should be down below the fold. We call it below the fold. Above the fold is where all of your prime real estate is. So if you're on a desktop and you go to a page and you see this and I have to scroll, that's where we start going below the fold. Okay, so everything above the fold, like this here, so I'm going back to the home page. This is above the fold. This is before I have to scroll, which is great. But then once I click on that, I go here and it's like, boom, I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Now I'm not seeing the exact same thing that I just seen before. Okay, subscribe to receive Fret Jam updates. Again, now I'm like, well, wait a minute here. I thought I was getting free lessons. I thought I was getting the chord chart. Oh, I see a picture of the chord chart, but I'm looking over there. Subscribe to the Fret Jam newsletter to receive new lessons. Don't like the word newsletter, guys. I don't like it. No one really cares about a newsletter anymore. So I would change that. Okay, exclusive deals and extra straight to your inbox. You also have my personal email address to get free one-on-one help with overcoming your problems. Not only that, but as a thank you for your time, I'll give you my free guitar chord book PDF download, Uncommon Chords, 100 vibrant voices you won't find on typical chord charts. Inside, you'll discover fresh, simple to play chords that will really spice up your playing. This is no ordinary chord chart. Enter your email address below and hit subscribe. Subscribe. I hate spam as much as you do. I promise to use your email address only to send you. So it goes through the whole disclaimer there, right? I don't like the word subscribe on here. Now, again, have I used it in the past? Yes. Have I realized that that's a mistake? Yes. So I'm telling you that, if that's what you use, it's fine, but I wouldn't use the word subscribe. I would say like, yes, send me the free chord chart, or yes, send me free lessons, or yes, send me this, right? So again, this looks like it's a collect all of as far as like where he's going to send everyone to subscribe. So again, I don't like that part of it. So I would change a lot of this, and I would just make it here where it would just be the uncommon chords, 101 vibrant voices you won't find on any typical chord chart. And then here it would be like, enter your email address of where you want me to send the uncommon chords chart. And then boom, here it would be like, yes, send me the uncommon chords chart PDF or download, right? That's what that would be. So anyway, we're kind of talking about landing page stuff right now. I'm going a little bit deeper than I wanted to. but it does have to do with the lead magnet. The lead magnet here to me is the uncommon chords, not all this other stuff. Email newsletter, and you can email me, and you can do this, and you get this, and this. I don't want all that. I want the uncommon chords. I want the one thing. I want the 101 vibrant voices you won't find on a typical chord chart, right? I want to learn how to play better. I don't care about all that other stuff, right? So I'd get rid of that. All right, so moving on, I'm going to look at this one here, and this is a good friend of mine, Cassidy, who has Succulents and Sunshine. Now, she doesn't do a two-step opt-in. This is on her homepage, by the way, and it's 5 simple steps to succulent success, even if you don't live in the ideal climate. What if you knew the 5 most common reasons succulents don't thrive and could fix all 5 with certainty over the next 5 days? This is exactly what's going to happen when you take this free email course. Now, if you're thinking, but Cassidy, I struggle so much, I even kill fake plants. Have no fear. The success system will make all the difference. The success system is a care system that works regardless of the climate you're in. It will completely change the way you care for your succulents and show you why your succulents have met a mushy, gooey doom in the past. Enter your name and email address below to stop killing succulents and start helping them thrive. And then again, she has name, enter email address, get started. I like the get started, right? And then below that, she has a little social proof. 31,277 succulent lovers have taken the course this month and are on their way too, right? So there you go. This is the homepage. This is above the fold. Now, there's a lot there, but if you do read that, it's somewhat of a sales page where she's really killing all of the kind of funny that I'm saying killing because she's saying don't kill your succulents. She's really taking all of the concerns and getting rid of those, right? She's like, even if you kill fake plants, I get it. I'm going to help you, right? So it's broken down though, so you can scan it. She does have things bolded. So I'm okay with this much. And she did a really good job with the copy. The other thing is you still are able to enter your name and email address without scrolling. So that's a good thing there too. So anyway, 5 simple steps to succulent success. So this is her free email course. Okay. Now the last one is this one. Okay. And this is it. This is as simple as it gets, guys, right? The simple 3-step process to validate the potential of your niche in minutes without wasting a ton of time and money. Then I have a video about 3 minutes long explaining what the checklist is and why you should use it and then what it's going to do. Sign up to get the free cheat sheet, name, email, send it to me now. Simple, guys, right? Simple. That's it, right? Doesn't have to be that long. I know that if people come to this page, they are probably struggling with either choosing their niche or validating their existing niche and really seeing if it can grow. And they feel like they've been wasting time and money in starting a business or growing their business, right? So what I'm doing here is I'm giving them a simple 3-step process. So again, guys, like it's all about simple ease. What's going to happen when they get done with this? They're going to feel good. They're going to feel confident. They're going to see all these opportunities, or they're going to go, Scott, thanks, man, for pointing that stuff out to me. I'm not going in that direction. Thank you. Right? So that's what it is. It's a way to get that done easier and give them a result. All right. So that's what this is here. So we're keeping it super simple. And I've tested a whole bunch of things, and we're always testing things. So again, right now, this is what we're using, and this is working pretty well. Okay. So let me just recap here real quick. All right. And I'm recapping how to create an irresistible lead magnet in your niche. Okay. So number 1, contest and giveaways. Number 2, digital checklist. Number 3, digital guides. Number 4, digital templates. An example is drawing, or maybe it's how to trace your name for a kid, right? Number 5, shopping lists for a DIY project. 6, free chapter or 2 in your ebook. And 7, recipes or plans or formulas. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to open it up to some Q&A. We'll see who's still on here. And this way here, I can answer these. Now, I will say this. If you're listening to this on the podcast, what you're going to want to do is if you want to listen to the Q&A, keep listening. Or if you want to join us in our live Q&As on Fridays, all you need to do is head over to takeactioncrew.com and you'll be part of our morning crew, part of our Take Action morning crew. All right, you can ask questions there. All right, cool. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to bring this back over and we're going to see what we got here. Okay, so, all right. So Salama says, did you test a lot of different lead magnets before choosing the current one? We're always testing, and it's not even testing. It's like, what is our goal right now? So right now, we're talking about email list building. I don't have a lead magnet right now for email list building. Is there one coming? Yes, right? I haven't developed it yet because what we're doing is we're building the email marketing mastery inside of the academy. We're also going to be building, just through all of these coffee talks, all of the podcasts, we're probably going to compile it and put it into a digital guide. And then we're going to create a digital lead magnet, a good lead magnet that will deliver a result that will advance them into maybe the guide, right? So we don't always just come up with it right out of the gate, although you can. Or you can take an existing blog post and go, you know what, that would be a good one to try and test. And so it's not always like you're going to just have them happen, right? We have to think through it and think, who do we want and who do we want to attract? And we don't want to attract everyone. Another question, is it better to have lead magnet only on your website or also a standalone page when running ads? Well, if you're running ads, you want basically to create a clone, a copy of that page so you can track those differences. You do not want to drive all your traffic to the same landing page. Again, we're not going to talk about landing pages right here today. We will in the future, but we don't want to drive all the same traffic or all different sources of traffic to that same page outside of organic. If it's organic, I'm fine with doing that. But if we're paying for something, we're going to then create a dedicated page, and then we're going to track the results on that. So we can see the conversion rate, we can see how it's performing and all of that stuff. Let's see. Do you use Canva to create yours? I'm not quite sure. You mean the lead magnet as far as like a checklist or something like that? I definitely would. That can work really well. Derek, Atlanta in the house, better late than never. Hey, Derek, what's up, man? Contest giveaway can be used for physical product only. No, you can use it for a digital product. If you have any type of digital product, if you have guides, maybe you have 4 ebooks, you can give those away, or maybe you have a video course that you're creating. Maybe it's a 4-part video course or something like that. You can use that as a giveaway. But you would probably charge for it, and then that would make it where it was, it gave it its perceived value. But no, it doesn't have to be physical products. Physical products works really well because it's tangible, right? It's someone can see that they're going to get something. So it does work really well, but you do want to make sure that it's aligned in your market. If I'm giving away the ultimate bass fishing bundle, then I want to make sure that I'm going to be delivering content around catching more bass, right? Or bass fishing, because I know that that goes well together. What is your favorite tool for creating these digital guides and ebooks? Well, I mean, a simple thing to do is, and I'm experimenting with a few things right now, but the simple thing to do is to, like, if you write your blog post, you're already formatting it almost identical to how it would be in an ebook. And then I would just hand it off to someone on Fiverr or Upwork or FreeUp, and I'd have someone compile it for me, create a nice looking cover, edit it, make sure that everything's clean, and then format it, and probably get that done for $100. Brandy says, love focusing on one thing, simplicity. Yeah, me too. Okay. Is it better to have pop-ups or lead magnet opt-in that is always there on the website? The answer is both. Usually we'll have a pop-up on the website that will only show for 30 days for that same person. So you can use tools like, well, ConvertKit has their own now built in. You also have Hello Bar. And what you can do is you can set it to only show to a visitor maybe after 5 seconds, and then it won't show it to them again until 30 days later. Or you can have it show never again. And then what I would do is I would take that same lead magnet and either put it as a sticky at the top, or maybe in the sidebar, or maybe on the footer of a blog post, different places. But you do want it to be static somewhere. Let's see. Is it easy to connect lead magnet to ConvertKit? Support available? Yeah, there's a ton of support available there. And yes, it is super easy. And I believe they even have it's hosted. It can be hosted there too, where they'll deliver it for you. But you can also use Dropbox. You can use a Dropbox account and then link it over that way. There's tons of different ways that you can deliver the content. Let's see here. Let's see. Have you ever used Constant Contact for email capture? I've never used Constant Contact. That's the one I've never used. I've used Aweber, MailChimp, Infusionsoft, SendGrid, what's the other one? ActiveCampaign, and now ConvertKit. And I am sold on ConvertKit right now. Can you buy good lead magnets somewhere? Not necessarily. I mean, it would have to be I wouldn't buy it, Tamara. I would create it. And the way that you could create it is to map it out. Even if you don't create it, I would have someone create it. I would just tell them what you want. And Tamara, you're inside BCA, so we're going to be going through this process too. So we'll have a lot more resources for you. Faith, how long should you run a giveaway magnet before switching to another type? We always give it at least 2 weeks, but a lot of times we'll go 30 days. Because a lot of times it has to do with targeting too. So I would say at least 2 weeks, but I would give it as much as 30 days. Do you use keywords for your lead magnet? Hey, D. Well, not necessarily. I mean, our lead magnet is something that we're not necessarily looking for people are searching for, although it could. We're really looking for what is the pain point or what is the thing that we can help someone the quickest and then create that lead magnet. So what I would say is, no, we're not using it for keywords or for people to find us, although they could. I'm really looking more for it to be that thing that will serve the purpose, and then we'll drive awareness to it, right? We'll drive Facebook ads to the lead magnet. Or we'll create content around that topic that will lead to the lead magnet. What is the optimal time span to run a contest giveaway? Once a week? Oh, okay. So I just answered that question. I would say once a month. I wouldn't do it more than that. Do you have a cheat sheet of a take action words for the lead magnet? Because you don't want to say newsletter. We don't right now, D, but D, I know that you're inside BCA as well. You're one of our new members. So welcome once again. We're going to be going through this stuff in detail, like building out like lead or landing pages and verbiage and all of that stuff. The big thing is we don't ever want it to be just a generic newsletter. If anything, it would be like the insiders list for weekly tips. Like that would be better. Newsletter just is so old school. But if that's the last thing that if that's the only thing that you could think of at the time, then do it. It's better than nothing. We can always change it. But I would say not a newsletter, and I would try not to make it so open and broad. Like I would do something better than just like sign up to receive weekly insider tips. It's better than a newsletter. It also lets them know that there's weekly tips, but I don't know. I don't like the idea of it being so broad or so open. I want it specific, right? Download the guide to throw your next 300 in, or to roll your next 300 in bowling, right? Like I want that guide, right? Like, but I'm going to talk about bowling tips, right? Bowling just came to me just because I'm I used to be an avid bowler. My father used to bowl up until just recently because of this quarantine, and he's had several 300s. So shout out to my father. Okay, a couple more questions, and then we are going to wrap up here. Just my notes when I search, create a clone of my site to be able to keep track. Create a clone of my website to my site to be able to keep track. Yeah, so I think with what you're asking is how do we, or maybe this is just for you to go back and check, but we're going to show that also in BCA is like literally like when you start to drive paid traffic, you're not going to drive it to the same page. You're going to have 2 pages. One of them is going to be organic, all your organic traffic. So the other thing that would be a great idea to do is something like, I'll give you an example. If you go to brandcreatorsbook.com, that takes you over to our book, right? Now that's a paid book, but it's the same idea. If we're going to do that for the checklist, we would do something like brandcreatorschecklist.com, right? And then what we're doing is we're buying a domain name, and then all of our organic traffic, we're just going to mention that. So like right now, or a pretty link works great too. So I'll give you another example. I'll put it up here on the screen. And if you're listening, you won't see this, but I'll explain it. So basically something like this, brandcreators.com/checklist. Okay. So all the time, I'm always mentioning that. Every single time I mention that, it's going to that one page, right? So I might jump on YouTube, and I might be like, hey, if you guys want to grab my checklist, head on over to brandcreators.com/checklist, right? That's organic. I might do a blog post, and I might reference it. I will put this link in the blog post. It's organic. The minute I go and create an ad and I'm going to drive traffic to my lead magnet, which is the checklist, I'm creating a new page. And on that page, I'm going to maybe put FB. It might be like brandcreators.com/checklist-FB. That way, that page is now identified as the only people that are seeing that are the people that I'm paying and I'm sending from Facebook. If you did YouTube ads, you would probably do another page, just duplicate it. It's not hard to duplicate it. And then from there, it would be YouTube, right? And then we can track that, okay? We always want to track that stuff, all right? So, all right. So I think we wrapped up all of them. Let's see. Okay, wait, here I got Nicholas. Good morning, Scott. Happy Friday. A little off topic, but I'm currently posting my first blog article as we are here on this coffee. Thanks again for the niche breakdown. Nice, Nicholas. And Nicholas is also part of our BCA Academy. And yeah, he actually revealed his niche and we talked all about it. And I did a deep dive. Great niche, by the way. And I'm super excited to see it. So Nicholas, when you do post that and you make it live, make sure that you share it in BCA because I want to see it. We all want to see it. All right, and the last one here, have you ever used a quiz? We have, but not much. It is something we're going to be thinking about using, but not necessarily for a lead magnet, although they can work. What we're looking to do, and you might even go through this process because if you're on my email list, is we're going to send a quiz out to our email list. And that quiz isn't even really a quiz necessarily. It's more of a little mini survey. Right? So we can help them, right? And then at the end of them submitting that, the only people that would either see an offer or that would be led to another piece of content in that direction would be people that filled out and hit submit on that survey. It's a whole nother conversation, but it's a great idea to do inside of your list to really segment the list and see who are people that are interested in that stuff. Because as we build the list, we may have different lead magnets that's driving in, and we might not know where they're at in the journey. If we are able to do this type of separation and segmentation, we're then able to speak to those people differently, and it all often leads to a better conversion on a paid product. Oh, Diego, it's the landing page within my home base or separate. You can put it on your own domain, which I think is always a good idea, because this way here, when people go there, they see that your URL is the same. Although you can use external ones like ConvertKit, they have their own landing page hosting area. And then they also, you can use like lead pages or any of those, but I would just use your own website. And ConvertKit has a plugin that's installed in WordPress that you can very easily connect everything. Let's see here. Oh, and Franco says, hi, Scott, how can I join your FBA Academy? I'm looking for mentorship. Well, I think it's Franco. Yeah, it's not FBA Academy. It's BCA Academy. It's basically Brand Creators Academy. So it's just BCA. And it's not FBA related. It's more brand building stuff. And currently we are closed. But your best bet, honestly, right now is to get the playbook. And the playbook can be found at brandcreatorsbook.com, brandcreatorsbook.com. You can always shoot me an email too, Franco, and Scott at brandcreators.com. Let me know where you're at, and maybe I can direct you over to some resources. So, all right, guys, that is going to wrap up this Friday jam session. This was awesome. If you are listening to this on the podcast, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go to takeactioncrew.com. Make sure that you are part of our morning crew. We are going to be showing up Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but every Friday is a jam session where I answer your questions, and we have a topic like we did today. So make sure that you do that. Go over to takeactioncrew.com.
All right. Well, I hope that you enjoyed that Friday jam session. And like I said in the beginning, if you want to attend one of our live Friday jam sessions, all you need to do is head on over to takeactioncrew.com. That is where we show up every Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern time. And you can join us. You can ask a question, and then I can answer it. And we can go ahead and also publish it here on the podcast. So once again, I just want to say thank you so much for listening. This is always one of the highlights of my week. And until next time, remember, I'm here for you, I believe in you, and I am rooting for you. But you have to, come on, say it with me, say it loud, say it proud, take action. Have an awesome, amazing day, and I'll see you right back here on the next episode. Now go rock your brand.